Just imagine this for a moment. You own a full acre of land, yet every single week you still drive to the grocery store. You buy vegetables, you buy eggs, you buy fruit, even food your own land could easily produce for you. Meanwhile, most of your property sits there doing nothing except growing grass. Grass that consumes your time, water, fuel, money. And here's the craziest part. The problem isn't your soil, it isn't your climate, and it definitely isn't your budget. The real problem is your layout. Because 1 acre, when designed correctly, can feed an entire family year round. Vegetables, fruit, eggs, meat, honey, herbs, everything. And in this video, I'm going to show you the exact zone-based layout that transforms an ordinary acre into a complete food-producing machine, a system where every part supports the next, where nothing goes to waste, and where your grocery bill almost disappears. So why do most people fail? Most homesteads today look like this. A small garden somewhere behind the house, a chicken coop on the opposite side, a few fruit trees planted randomly around the property, and the rest of the land, just grass. Grass that steals your time, water, fuel while giving absolutely nothing back. Meanwhile, the average family spends thousands of dollars every year on groceries. Think about that. Your land sits empty every day, while your money keeps leaving your pocket. But the real problem isn't food production. The real problem is your property is not functioning like a system. Your garden works separately. Your animals work separately. Your fruit trees work separately. No connection, no cycle, no flow. And that's exactly where your money starts leaking out. But centuries ago, people understood this differently. Small farmers used to divide their land into zones. The most used crops stayed closest to the house. Animals stayed slightly farther away. Fruit trees surrounded the outer edges. Every zone fed the next. Kitchen scraps fed chickens. Chicken manure fed the garden. Garden waste fed rabbits. Rabbit manure fed worms. And worms kept the soil alive. It was a complete closed-loop system. No waste. No unnecessary expenses. And the amazing part? Families were doing this on less than 1 acre. Today, we're combining that ancient wisdom with modern homestead design. Zone 1, kitchen garden. Your kitchen garden should sit within 20 to 30 feet of your back door. Why? Because crops that need daily attention get ignored when they're too far away. This is where you grow. Tomatoes, spinach, herbs, peppers, lettuce, radishes, green onions, the foods you use almost every single day. But the biggest secret here is succession planting. You don't plant once and forget about it. You plant every 2 weeks. So as one crop finishes, another one is already ready to harvest. And that's how your garden stays productive year round. During winter, a simple cold frame can keep spinach and kale growing even in freezing weather. Imagine stepping outside in the morning and harvesting a fresh salad directly from your backyard. That's real food independence. Zone 2, food forest. Now we move into the zone that turns your land into a long-term food machine, the food forest. This isn't just planting random fruit trees. This is layered food production. Large fruit trees on top, smaller fruit plants underneath, then berries, then ground cover crops below everything else. Every layer produces food, and once established, this system can practically run itself for years. A mature apple tree alone can produce hundreds of pounds of fruit every year. Now, imagine this. The wind blows. A few apples fall from the branches, and your chickens immediately rush underneath the trees to eat them. Even fallen fruit becomes free chicken feed. That's the power of intelligent layout design. Zone 3, chicken station. When egg prices rise at grocery stores, your homestead keeps producing breakfast. Just 6 hens can produce around 1,500 eggs per year. That's fresh eggs almost every single day. But chickens do much more than lay eggs. They destroy pests, scratch the soil, create fertilizer, and when their coop is placed correctly, their waste becomes fuel for your garden. At one point, I allowed my chickens to free range across the entire property. Within 2 weeks, they destroyed half my garden. That's when I realized something important. Animals don't need unlimited freedom. They need smart integration. Today, my chickens stay in controlled rotational zones. They eat fallen fruit, kitchen scraps, worms, and because of that, feed costs dropped dramatically. Zone 4: rabbits and worm systems. Very few people take rabbits seriously, but the truth is, rabbits are one of the most efficient meat animals in the world. Quiet, compact, fast reproducing. A single breeding trio can produce a massive amount of meat every year, but the real magic starts underneath them. Rabbit manure drops directly into worm bins. The worms turn it into rich vermicompost. That compost feeds the garden, and excess worms become high protein chicken feed. Rabbits feed worms. Worms feed soil. Soil feeds the garden feeds the animals. The entire property becomes one connected loop. Zone 5: Bee Corridor. Now let's talk about the smallest workers on the homestead, the ones increasing production everywhere: bees. Two hives are enough for most 1 acre properties, and they do far more than produce honey. They increase pollination across your entire homestead. Research shows pollinated crops can produce 30 to 50% more food. That means more tomatoes, more squash, more berries, more fruit. And when you harvest your first honey at the end of summer, you realize something incredible. Your land isn't just producing food anymore, it's producing abundance. Zone 6: Preservation Zone. This is the zone most people completely ignore. Growing food is not enough. You also need to preserve it. Otherwise, your kitchen overflows with tomatoes and vegetables in summer. And by winter, you're back at the grocery store. That's why every serious homestead needs a pressure canner, a dehydrator, a root cellar. This is where summer harvest becomes winter survival. Last year, we stored more than 300 jars from our homestead: tomato sauce, pickles, dried herbs, apple butter, and during winter, our grocery bill nearly disappeared. Zone 7: Perimeter System. Most people leave their property edges completely unused. Smart homesteaders don't. Plant your perimeter with comfrey, mulberry, moringa, nitrogen fixing trees. These plants provide free mulch, free animal feed, wind protection. Comfrey grows so aggressively that it can be chopped several times a year and dropped directly onto garden beds as mulch, meaning you stop buying mulch completely. 3 years ago, my homestead was a complete mess. The garden was separated, the chickens were far away. The compost pile sat so far from the house that eventually I stopped using it altogether. I was growing food, yet still shopping for groceries every single week. Honestly, I was exhausted. So, one winter, I redesigned everything, one zone at a time. And the following year, everything changed. Compost production exploded. Feed costs dropped. Mulch became free. Food waste disappeared. And most importantly, my grocery bill collapsed. That's when I realized something. Homesteading isn't about working harder, it's about building smarter systems. The biggest mistakes you should avoid: placing your garden too far from the house, ignoring food preservation, planting fruit trees in poor sunlight, and trying to build everything at once. Don't build the entire system in one season. Start with the kitchen garden and chickens. Then slowly expand zone by zone. Now imagine this: you walk outside in the morning. Fresh eggs are waiting for you. The garden is overflowing with greens. Fruit trees are loaded. Bees move through the flowers. Animals naturally support the system. And your family eats food grown directly from your own land. No fragile supply chains, no rising food prices, no dependence on systems you can't control. Just real food, real freedom, and land that truly feeds your family. 1 acre is enough. It always was. You just needed the right layout.